Mayor, can you hear us?
That's how we're cheating, right? Yeah.
I can hear you, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
No, why does it say video stopped? Is that?
Oh,
Oh,
that's
we're not
because it's
We have
off
to-
of my face, otherwise it was
Oh, dude, yeah.
showing my face on the screen.
Oh, gotcha. So he can't see us though.
I don't know.
Me see.
Can you see us?
No, I can't.
I think maybe what we have to do is turn us in the middle then, like flip
Oh,
it to
okay.
just turn.
Is
it
that
to
what we
the-
want to do that?
I think so, because it says stop video. So
Yeah, it's just too bad.
so yeah, just do and then flip it to the middle of the table.
There we go.
There you are.
Yay!
Look at all of you.
Okay, let's see.
Technology, right?
How do I get that little window back on there so I can see what the screen is, what he's seeing on the screen?
Do you know?
Because I don't know if he's seeing the top of our heads.
Right there.
Oh, okay.
No, I think you look all good.
Did you hear back? I don't remember. Rick said yes, right?
I didn't get any reply after we
Already
changed
changed
the
the date.
meeting, so.
Here, do you want me to call him and just say?
Uh huh. Because we always put him on speaker. It's true. Well, she's not voted yet. We have to accept her. Or, oh, actually, no.
The bylaws are as soon as she is appointed to that
Position. Okay. Alright. Fabulous then.
That's why you said she had been appointed.
Oh, right. Oh, we're in trouble. Yeah. No, yeah.
Different
Other
position.
position. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Why do we know about me? Because he called me. He called me about what's that? He was asking me questions.
He didn't answer, so maybe he's driving, maybe he's driving his motorcycle, right? Because if he didn't answer,
Oh, true.
yeah, that would make sense.
Mayor, I know you're on a tight time frame this morning, right?
Yeah, but what are we waiting for?
Rick,
Okay.
we can
Okay.
we can start without him if you want. Because I know
Everybody else is in.
We've got a quorum.
we have yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, let's call the meeting to order. Hopefully Rick will join us in progress. Okay. There he is. And there he is.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
And you saw him
Oh,
before
there he
us.
is, electronically.
Oh, okay, there he is. Hi.
Hey, what's going on?
Just snap the fingers. Rick shows up. He's like a teenager here.
I love
Good
it.
thing you weren't talking S about me.
Not ever.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, let's call the meeting to order, all right? You want to give the roll call, please?
Sure. Chairman Restaino,
Here.
Mr. Burkasser,
He's excused.
Not present today.
okay. Amy Schifferly.
Here.
Richard Updegrove,
Here?
Andrea Kleisek,
Here?
and Scott Hateman.
Here as well.
Okay. Roll call complete.
Thank you. The first order of business is in your packet. Is the resignation from Mike Cassell. We're all aware of what the headlines were, and also obviously wish Mike all the best. I know you all worked with Mike for a lot longer than I did, but I can tell you in the time that we worked together, he was a tremendous asset, friend, and so I know on my behalf I wish him well. Do we need, we just accept his resignation, am I correct?
Yeah, there's no formal action necessary.
Okay. Great, the next order of business then is to, the introduction of our new board member, and there she sits in all of her splendor. Andrea Kleisek will be joining us as the new board member on this Development Corporation. So welcome, Andrea. I know you'll also bring that wealth of information and energy that you bring to everything that you get yourself involved in. So welcome aboard.
Thank you, Mayor.
You have all had the chance to take a look at the minutes from the annual Board of Directors meeting. audit committee meeting, and the annual membership meetings all held on December 18th. Are there any additions, corrections, or amendments to any of those minutes?
Nope.
Okay, then, if I could have a motion, please, to accept the minutes of those meetings.
I'll move them.
Second it.
Second? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you so much. Amy, could you provide us with a budget update, please?
Sure. In your packet was just a financial summary of where we're at with our Brownfield grants in our bank account. So we have closed out Brownfield grants, and our bank balance is $657,515. We have committed $259,000 for Junior's Truck Stop. I am working with Kevin Forma to finish up that project and get the city reimbursement for that full $259,000. So that leaves $398,000 left in our bank account. That is somewhat restricted. It can be used, it has to be used for Brownfield purposes that are eligible for EPA funds. We do have an existing open revolving loan fund grant it was awarded at $7.4 million, which is a combination of multiple awards. We have spent funding mostly for 624 River Road, the cleanup at that site. We do have $425,000 committed for the River Road 2020 project in Wheatfields. The board approved a loan for $2.4 million for Lockport Junction Road. That is the old Kugler's Junkyard. We're still working with them to satisfy all the financial requirements that our financial advisors are looking for. So we do have available uncommitted funds of $3.4 million that's available for new projects. And that's it for the financial update.
Any questions for Amy? Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Amy, we also are going to be examining phase one bids for the West Avenue Lockport properties. If you could just review that with us all.
Sure. So one of the eligible funds of the closed out funding, so that balance we have in our bank account, is we can use it for phase 1 and 2 environmental site assessments. So these properties, they're at the gateway to the city of Lockport. They've been problem properties for over a decade. All 4 of the properties are currently in the city of Lockport's foreclosure. And I met with the city of Lockport treasurer to try to assist the city on some of their problem properties. And these ones, came up again. They're in the city's auction, which I believe is going to be in September. And these properties are ones that I think they're a good development opportunity. So the city is considering foreclosing and then keeping title to them so that they have more control over the development. So as part of that, in order for them to be eligible for potential cleanup funding from EPA or from the development corporation, they need to have a phase 1 done on the properties within 180 days of prior to taking title. So I went out to bid. I contacted 4 firms for the pricing for phase 1s. A photo of the properties is included for anybody not familiar with these specific sites. And then a comparison of the proposals. We had 2 bidders come in at $2,800 each. I have worked with both firms. I would say that Core is probably a little bit easier to work with. So that would be my recommendation. And obviously, we have plenty of funds in our closed out bank account to cover the cost, and it is an eligible cost. I did get EPA approval already for it. We would like to do these as soon as possible, just so that way the city has the documents prior to their foreclosure.
Anybody have any questions?
We already talked about, as long as we can add the costs to the, we can add the costs out of the tax bill for the property. because there's obviously still time for the owner to redeem these properties, and I wouldn't be overly surprised if he did, even though there's been nothing done since he bought them 2 years ago and hasn't paid a penny in taxes on them. So we'll add it as long as we can add it to the bill, which I know we can, or to lien the property, that's fine. We should move forward on it.
One thing I found surprising.
That's a good point, Rick.
Yeah, one thing was surprising with the 641 West Avenue was the private individual. He purchased the property from the estate, but he never paid any of the back taxes. So taxes on 641 haven't been paid since 2012, which I don't really know how he was able to transfer the title on that without paying the taxes.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that either.
The city
It doesn't
didn't
make a
know.
lot of sense.
Yeah, the city's like, well, we don't know. He was supposed to pay him. He said he was going to pay him. He just never did.
Are all these properties owned
And
by
he's
the
been,
same person?
And there's been somebody in that building storing stuff, so I wouldn't even be surprised if he's getting rental income.
Correct.
Out of it.
Yeah, the city wants to put a stop to that.
Are there any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, great. So the recommendation then, Amy, is to go with core.
And if,
Okay,
for
could I have
whatever
a
reason,
motion?
the contract's not
I'll make a
acceptable.
motion to accept core
It-
bid.
The motion should include authority for Amy to execute a brief services contract that we'll put together for Core to sign.
Okay, so the motion then is to accept the bid from core along with authorizing Amy to go forward with the documents necessary to carry out the phase 1 testing. Thank you, Andrea. Second.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Just call the roll, please.
Chairman Restaino,
Yes.
Amy Schifferly,
No, only voting members, so it's
Oh,
Rick and Andrew.
okay,
Only voting
I'm
members.
sorry.
Me, Andrea, and
Okay,
Mayor.
Richard Updegrove,
I vote yes.
okay, and Andrea Kleizak.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. Again, Amy, if you can provide us 2026 budget review
Yes,
and
so
adoption.
sure. So as part of the PAAA requirements, the board has to have an annual budget. It's due July 31st. So in your packets was a copy of the proposed 2026 budget. It extends out to 2029 per PAAA requirements. So on this, I'll just go through the categories quickly. Rental and financial income, that is the interest on our outstanding loans. The federal subsidies and revenues, that is the amount that we receive from EPA, and that's a reimbursement type basis. So we submit the claims, and then EPA provides us the funding based on actual costs. Professional service contracts, that includes all of our professional services, so any legal, audit, financial management, my time. So any type of professional service contracts are included in there. Insurance for the corporation is also in there. Grants and donations, that is the amount that is granted to municipalities for the cleanup grants. So for 2024, these are our audited numbers. The balance was $500,054. Oh my God, I can't read today. $549. So the estimated for this year, these are based on actual expenses incurred, plus anything we anticipate incurring prior to the end of our fiscal year, which is September 30th. Next year's proposed budget, we follow along the same lines. The big number there, the $2,735,000, that is part of the sub-grant for River Road, which is $250,000. I'm going under the assumption that we will close on the loan for Lockport Junction Road, and we'll spend about $1 million of that loan. We also have a loan pending for 235 River Road in North Tonawanda. I'm just working with the developer to finish up their application. So I anticipate them starting their cleanup. They're already through the Brownfields cleanup program in the state. They've been accepted. So I anticipate that coming forth to this board hopefully this fall. And professional service contracts of $85,000. So under the expenditures, it follows what our revenue is because it's a wash with EPA, and the balance of $409,037. That's what I anticipate having in our bank account. And then the same is projected out for 27, 28, and 29. I anticipate we'll have some new projects, and again, everything comes from EPA. So we're maintaining a little over $400,000 in our bank account. EPA would like to see us spend down that bank account as much as possible. So things like these phase ones or other like Brownfield assessments or planning efforts, and even other cleanup that comes out of our bank account is encouraged by EPA.
Any questions?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, great. Can we have a motion, please, to adopt the 2026 budget?
I'll move it.
Thank you. Second?
I'll second it.
Andrea, thank you. Just call the roll, please, again.
Chairman Restaino,
Yes.
Richard Updegrove,
Yes.
Andrea Kleizak,
Yes.
roll complete.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Amy, anything on updates on projects that you want to share?
Sure. 2020 River Road in Wheatfields, we finished the wetlands delineation there, and I'm working with the consultant DEC and the Army Corps of Engineers to do the jurisdictional determination, because that is needed prior to us figuring out what we can disturb on the site and what we can't. The proposal for that property is for a waterfront town park, so that's moving forward. As I mentioned, I am working with Kevin Foreman at the city to finish up all of the paperwork and the documentation for the juniors truck stop. The actual cleanup is complete. We're just waiting on some stuff from DEC and the consulting firm to finish up that project. I am working with a couple of potential sub-grant projects that are still in kind of the preliminary stages. 235 River Road in North Tonawanda, they're looking for probably a $3 million loan, maybe $2.5 million. They are on the state program, so we're working through. They have been approved by EPA. They're just trying to figure out the best time for them to apply, when they're going to start incurring costs. I guess under project updates, I sent out all of the revised documents to the board. I went through all of our revolving loan fund documents and revised them to reflect new federal priorities, because I have heard of other places being in jeopardy, their funding being in jeopardy because their program wasn't in line with the new federal priorities. So I went through and I revised any sections that might be questionable, and I have submitted all those documents to EPA, and they have been updated on our website. So we should be in full compliance. That's all.
Does EPA provide you with like a good housekeeping seal, or is it just kind of wing it?
They did send back an email saying thank you, documents were received. So it's more of a precautionary thing on our behalf. We didn't have to do it, but I just felt it would be safer to make sure everything was 100% in compliance.
Any questions to Amy regarding projects, etc.? Thank you so much, Amy. Appreciate it. Scott, what legal attorney stuff do we need to know?
Only that I will be putting together that service agreement that I mentioned with the Corps Phase 1. Corps is the company doing the Phase 1. We'll put together a brief services contract. It's something that was a surprise to me. We haven't done before, so we'll put together a contract that we can use going forward.
Great.
That's it.
Okay, super. And we don't necessarily set a next meeting date, am I correct?
Correct.
It'll just be as we need to get something together, right?
Yep, so I anticipate probably this fall needing to get together for approval of the potential loan. Notwithstanding that, we definitely will have a meeting in December, which will be our annual meetings.
Okay, super. Does anybody else have any information they want to share today? Great. I'm sure that if I ask for a motion to adjourn in a second, it'll be unanimous. So let me just say thank you to everyone. I hope you had a great 4th of July weekend. And we'll all get together again soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Take care. Thank you.